People who don't have dogs think we get them just to have a cute little companion. They picture us taking picturesque strolls through sunlit parks, playing fetch without a care in the world, and having cozy cuddles by the fireplace. But if you actually own a dog, you know the truth. We didn't just get a pet. We entered into a legally binding psychological hostage situation with a furry little goblin that now completely controls our sleep schedule, our bank accounts, and our bladder. The moment you bring a dog into your home, you signed a silent, invisible contract. You agree that your clothes will never truly be clean again, that your personal space is now public property, and that you will follow a very specific set of unspoken rules. Today, I'm exposing the undeniable universal truths that only dog owners understand. And if you have a dog, I guarantee you are guilty of every single one of these. Let's start with privacy, or rather the fact that you no longer have any. If you own a dog, you have officially peed alone for the last time in your life. You see, in the wild, dogs are vulnerable when they go to the bathroom. They look to their pack to protect them. That's why your dog makes that intense, unbroken, deeply uncomfortable eye contact with you when they're doing their business in the yard. But unfortunately, they return the favor. They think you are in extreme danger in your bathroom, so they follow you in, and if you try to shut the door, you will immediately hear the frantic, aggressive scratching and that high-pitched whine that makes you feel like the worst person on earth. So you give up. You leave the door cracked, and now you just have an audience, a creature sitting there judging you, breathing heavily while you try to have a private moment. But the lack of privacy is nothing compared to the things we are legally obligated to say out loud. There are verbal laws to owning a dog. For example, the stretch. If your dog gets up from a nap, walks 2 steps, and does that front paw stretch right in front of you, it is physically impossible to stay silent. You have to say it. Ooh, big stretch. If you don't say big stretch, you are a psychopath. It's the law. And what about when you leave the house? People without dogs just grab their keys and walk out the door. Dog owners, we hold a full press conference. We can't just leave, we have to explain our entire itinerary to a creature that doesn't speak a word of English. Listen, I'm just going to the grocery store. I'll be gone for 20 minutes. Be a good boy, guard the house, don't eat the couch. I love you, I'll be right back. You feel immense guilt, and when you return 20 minutes later, they act like you've been lost at sea for 5 years. The tail wags, the crying, the jumping. It's the greatest reunion in cinematic history, all over a quick trip to grab milk. Oh, and while we're in the kitchen, let's talk about the taxes, specifically the cheese tax or the peanut butter tax. You know exactly what I mean. Every time you open a crinkly bag or a plastic wrapper, no matter where your dog is in the house, they instantly teleport. They materialize behind you, sitting perfectly straight, staring a hole through your soul until you pay the toll. We are running Michelin star restaurants for animals that regularly eat dirt. Speaking of eating dirt, let's talk about going for walks. The walk isn't just exercise. The walk is an active hostage negotiation because dogs have a superpower. They possess an internal radar for finding the one disgusting, dangerous, or incredibly crunchy thing on a perfectly clean sidewalk. You'll be having a nice stroll and suddenly your dog stops, hunches over, and you hear it. That rapid, aggressive crunching sound. Your heart drops, you panic. What is in your mouth? Hey, drop it. Suddenly, you are wrestling a tiny alligator. You drop to your knees on the pavement, prying their jaws open with your bare hands, doing the blind finger sweep. You don't care about hygiene anymore. You are elbow deep in dog saliva, praying you don't pull out half a dead bird. And what is it 90% of the time? It's a piece of a dried up earthworm, a rock, or a gum wrapper from 1998. But you have to check. By the way, be honest with me. Go to the comments right now and tell me the worst thing you've ever had to pull out of your dog's mouth. I know some of you have absolute horror stories. Now, inevitably, while walking around the house with this creature always underfoot, a tragedy will occur. The greatest sin known to mankind. You will accidentally step on their paw. If you bump into a human in the hallway, you say, "Oops, my bad," and you keep moving. But if you accidentally step on your dog's paw and they let out that tiny, high-pitched yelp, you drop to the floor. You cradle them like a wounded soldier in a dramatic war movie. "Oh my God, I'm a monster. I'm so sorry. Do we need to go to the vet? Take my life savings. Take my leg. I don't deserve feet." You spend the next 20 minutes desperately kissing the top of their head and offering them premium treats. And the worst part is they forgive you immediately. They just lick your face like, "It's okay, I know it was an accident," which somehow makes you feel infinitely worse. You sit there feeling like the greatest villain in history over a minor toe bump. Eventually, the emotional roller coaster of the day ends, and it's time time for bed, except dog owners don't actually own their beds anymore. It doesn't matter if you have a Chihuahua or a Great Dane. A sleeping dog completely defies the laws of mass, volume, and physics. They will find a way to take up 85% of a king-size mattress. And what do? We don't move them. God forbid we disturb His Majesty while he's dreaming about chasing squirrels. Instead, we sleep on the remaining 3 inches of the mattress, twisted up like a human pretzel, accepting the inevitable back pain. It's just part of the deal. But the absolute worst thing that can happen in the bedroom isn't the lack of space. It's the sound. There is one sound that will instantly trigger a fight or flight response in a dog owner's brain. A burglar breaking a window downstairs? I'll sleep right through it. A massive thunderstorm? Couldn't care less. But the 3 a.m. pre-puke heave, that faint rhythmic herk, herk, herk sound, you could be in the deepest sleep of your life. But the second you hear that, your brain activates military mode. You defy gravity, you sprint across the dark room at the speed of light because you have exactly 3 seconds before detonation, and your only mission is to get them off the rug. Why do they always choose the rug? You could have 90% hardwood floors in your house, completely wipeable surfaces everywhere, but your dog will waddle like a drunk penguin to find the one single piece of expensive fabric in the room just to unleash disaster. This is the life we chose, a life where we also have to develop a secret language, because dogs don't just learn words, they learn the energy of words. You become a spelling bee champion just to function in your own home. You have to look at your family and whisper, "Hey, after work, I think I'm gonna take him for a walk, and then maybe give him a treat, but we might have to go to the vet first." But then they evolve, they learn how to spell, they figure out what walk means. So you have to start using synonyms. I'm gonna take him for a pedestrian excursion, then give him a culinary reward. You can't even say words that rhyme with walk. You say, "Let's use chalk," and suddenly your dog is at the front door doing tap dances with their leash in their mouth. It is utterly exhausting. Actually, if you're watching this on your phone right now, turn the volume up. Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to get in the car? If your dog just woke up and stared at you, I am so deeply sorry. Hit that subscribe button as an apology from me to you. But you know what? We joke a lot. We complain about the vet bills that cost more than our cars. We joke about the dog hair that is now permanently woven into our DNA, and the absolute lack of personal space, and the freezing rain we stand in at 6 in the morning while they take 20 minutes trying to find the exact magnetic north to go to the bathroom. But underneath all the jokes and the ruined rugs, there is an ultimate truth that ties every single dog owner together. You will have bad days. You will have days where you feel totally alone, overwhelmed, stressed out, or heartbroken. The world outside can be incredibly heavy, but the second you turn the key and open that front door, there is a soul waiting for you who thinks you are the absolute center of the universe. They don't care how much money you make. They just want you. You are their rock star. The cruelest joke of the universe is that we get them for such a short amount of time. 10, 12, maybe 15 years if we're incredibly lucky. We only get them for a fraction of our lives. And honestly, if it means I have to pull weird crunchy things out of their mouth on the sidewalk, if it means I have to sleep on the absolute edge of the mattress with a pod digging into my spine, if it means I have to vacuum every single day, I would happily do it 1,000,000 times over. I would trade all of it over and over again just to get one more day, one more walk, or one more year with my best friend. If your dog is in the room with you right now, go give them a massive hug for me. I want to hear from you down in the comments. Tell me your dog's name, their breed, and the absolute weirdest, funniest little habit they have.